The main goal is to grab a book rather than my phone. Reading is a completely new hobby for me. I literally started it, like a few months ago. It has just been such a game changer for me and for my girls. Truly just thought being a mom, you just don't have time for something like that. I was wrong, and I'm gonna just walk you through the books that I'm currently reading, like what it realistically looks like and how it like fits in my day to actually read these books. The first book I'm reading is called An Echo in the Darkness. It's by Francine Rivers. I'm sure you've seen it on Christian BookTube. The first book is called A Voice in the Wind. These are very dark books. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're based in a time like after Acts in the Bible. So it's like Jesus was just crucified. Romans are killing Jews and Christians, and it's just like very intense. The first book I'll say was more disturbing and shocking to me than the second book has been. But wow, they truly have made me feel closer to God though, and like it's so inspirational. The main character, her faith is like truly amazing. So reading these books has like grown my faith. The realistic way I get to reading this usually is when my girls, when they're gone, like not when they're gone, but like when they're sleeping, like for night time. I will clean the kitchen, clean up the living room, like clean up the toys, maybe do some laundry, and they're in bed, like snoozing. And I'll listen to the audio while I'm doing chores around the house, like just cleaning up. Maybe it's like 30 minutes I'm listening to it. And that's really it. And then I'll sit down probably with like a snack and like a dessert, and I'll sit down and physically read the book with the audio too, because I like to do both. And I'll just sit there for maybe an hour, hour and a half and read. I'm like halfway done, and I started it less than a week ago. So just being consistent and doing that every single night pretty much, unless my husband is home for dinner time, then I try to spend more time with him. But for the most part, every night I'm reading this in bed. Instead of scrolling on my phone, I will listen to this. So I really recommend these books. Read the first one first, obviously, and then this is the second one. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention really fast was if you're interested, I have a free link below for like a journal entry page that you can just print out at your house or pull it up on your iPad. But it's essentially just some prompts and questions that you can fill out as you're reading. Like if something really deep stands out to you, you can just write it on this page instead of writing it in the book and then never looking at it again. I feel like this I'll actually look back on because there's some really good stuff like in these Christian fiction books. Like things that like I want to remember. I don't want to just like highlight it and then forget it, you know? So it's linked below for you, completely free if you're interested. Okay, the next book that I'm reading is not as exciting, but it's important. So I am married, and marriage can be hard, and marriage is hard, I think, for everybody, unless you're just very blessed in that area. Christian related, like learning style book. Sorry, I'm like kind of all over the place. I'm reading this book on my Kindle. It's called Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, something like that. I'll put a picture. But it's a really popular Christian marriage book. So what I typically do with this type of books, I read this like after I read my Bible in the morning. So typically do, let's say 15, 20 minutes of reading my Bible in the morning. My girls are usually with me at this table, and I tell them to color, and I set a timer, and they'll color or they'll read their little kids' Bibles while I do my quiet time and while I read half a chapter, realistically, of this Love and Respect book. Really good way for me to just remember, like, my marriage is really important and I need to put more time and effort into it. And this Love and Respect book is really good so far. It's like very accurate into like the dynamic of how marriages can kind of fall into. So yeah, that's when I read that book. And the last book I'm reading is called Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and this is a smaller book. It's very deep and thought-provoking. So this is the type of book I would normally read when there's like a little bit of downtime. If my girls are playing nicely in the living room with their toys, or they're eating a snack, or they're watching a show, and they're a little bit like quieter and more chill, then instead of grabbing my phone, I'll try to grab this and read a few pages, and I'll also listen to the audio. And honestly, the audio is such a game changer because it helps you pay attention more. And like, I'm really bad at pronouncing words in my brain if I don't know these words. So when I have someone reading it to me, it just like keeps me like wanting to keep going, if that makes sense. But the audio helps me stay focused. So I can only read a few pages of it at a time because it is pretty deep, but it's really good. This is what Christians believe. So deep and thought-provoking, like I can't even explain it. You just have to read it. So yeah, that's how I get through reading on a day-to-day basis. It's not perfect. Every day is definitely going to be a little bit different, but the main goal is to grab a book rather than my phone. It's just like little habits. So like in the morning with quiet time, I'm pairing my Bible with another book at the end. And I don't have to read a lot, you know, it could just be a few pages. If I'm cleaning and my girls are distracted, like then I might listen to an audiobook, or when I'm in the car and actually I can't really do it in the car, but because my girls just really like music. But if you just tie reading with a habit you already do, so for me, quiet time, I was already doing that in the morning, why don't I just pair it with a book? If my girls are playing, I was probably gonna grab my phone anyways and scroll for a little bit. Why don't I just grab a book instead? So those are just like little ways, and I'm not perfect. I still grab my phone. I still will scroll in my bed when I really don't want to. But I do try to make reading a priority because it has grown my faith so much more than I expected. I just always thought of reading as just kind of like a waste of time, but I don't know, I've just completely changed my perspective on it. I think I've already read like 6 books, and I started my hobby like in March, and I just want to inspire other moms to give it a try, especially like the Christian fiction books. I had no idea that I would enjoy them so much. But with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you can, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. It's a brand new channel, so I would really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you seriously so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.